learned about these things as you've been in the program the last year?
Yeah, and I'm for sure a lot more familiar with it now than I was last year. I mean, obviously going into the season, I knew that there was a rivalry between us and State and how serious that was. But I'm still learning, and I'm more familiar, though, for sure.
Have you looked at the new schools at all? I know you guys are week to week, and you're focused on practice more than. But have you looked at the new teams in the schedule and in the conference and who you'll face on the schedule this year?
Yeah, not too much like in depth, but I know who came to our conference, who we play, so excited for them.
And another game against Navy. How's the rush end, an outside linebacker? What's your job when you face that option attack, and how much do you like or dislike facing that offense?
Yeah, so in that game, I mean, we'll have a couple different jobs. So, I mean, it kind of changes on the play call, whether we have the quarterback, the dive, what are we playing. But personally, I love that game. You know, at Nevada, we played Air Force every year, so it's very similar. Like, it's one of those games where you got to buckle up and it's go time. And so, I mean, personally, I love that game. I think it's gritty.
Yeah. You know. And sports will take you a lot of cool places, Jack, as well. And that's going to be quite a scene in Annapolis you'll get to experience this year. I won't make the trip, but just being an old basketball fan, I watched the Spurs win a lot of championships in the Alamo Dome. You'll be playing a football game there against UTSA, and I understand that's a pretty rowdy environment, so that'll be a fun one as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Some cool trips for the Pirates this year. All right, so what's this first week back at practice going to be like? Is it I guess Coach Houston expects you guys to be ready to go from day one, right? So there's not a lot of easing in. You get right to work, right?
Yeah, and I think we will be ready to go. You know, we had a great summer. Coach Big John got us right. So I'm stoked for that. And, you know, it's the acclimation period, so you can't start off going full pads right away. So we'll start with helmets and go into shells and work our way up. But I expect from the first day that we shouldn't skip a beat. It should just be we go out there and we know what we got to do. We take care of business.
What's your specialty in the weight room? What do you enjoy doing in there? What are you best at?
I hated squats, and so that was part of the reason that I started working out with Shane. Shane, his squat's crazy. It's uncomfortable. But I'd say I got a lot better at that, and I started looking forward to back squat day.
Okay.
But I also enjoy a good little bench press or an arm farm.
Well, for people out there curious, what are you benching these days?
I think in the spring I hit 365, so just trying to maintain that, maybe keep pushing it, but in the season it's more maintenance.
So Shane's a beast in there. Who are the biggest weight room warriors on the team? Who kills it in there?
Big Tay's obviously strong. His name's Big Tay. Richard Pierce is an animal. A couple of the young guys that just showed up kind of impressed me a little bit, but, you know, we have a lot of solid workers. You know, it's not too much talking when we go in with the weight room. You know, we know what days we kind of really got to buckle down and focus in there, and I think this summer, especially, the whole team was pretty locked in. At the end of this summer, Coach Big John, allowed us to, we had a jersey day. We had a costume day. You might have seen it on Twitter or something. But he said, he's never really done that before. But you know what? With the way we were working, we deserved to have a little fun at the end of it. So definitely exciting.
Nice. And I know Josiah Hatfield and others may challenge that Keaton Mitchell wasn't the fastest player on the team last year. Let's say Keaton was. Who do you think's the fastest guys on the team in 2023?
I think Josiah. I think Kerry. I think Siobhan. I think those guys can all run. We got a lot of guys that can run, but I think those three would make my top three.
Kerry and Siobhan, we know about Josiah. He's been around a while, but those two other names you said, maybe they'll get to Pirate fans will get to know them a little more this year on the field. Could play some big roles.
I think both of them have a big opportunity,
and that's exciting, right? A lot of position groups, a lot of battles going to be going on this fall camp. You can't take a day off because you got guys pushing you. Jeremy can't take a day off, or it's the old iron sharpens iron, I guess is the phrase.
Yeah, I think we'll see that across our roster a lot this camp, and so just every day being able to go out there and compete and having to go compete, that makes us all better.
Jack Powers joining us. Well, Jack, great to get to know you, man. Thanks for hanging out, and stay hydrated out there, and good luck this fall camp. We'll talk to you out there, and can't wait to see you on the field for the first game.
Yep, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Jack Powers, great to meet Jack earlier today inside the Pirate Radio studios and talk some Pirate football. Interesting guy and very focused young man, and he is a man. He's been around. This is I think year 6 for him in college, and will be part of the reason that I am optimistic about the defensive side of the ball this year for East Carolina.
Yeah, he had a lot of positive things to say. I mean, I feel like it's been positive since the spring, even with Mike Houston. Just the positivity coming from the players, talking to them in the spring during the spring game and the spring practices and stuff. But I mean, that just kind of reassured us that, you know, I think the players and the coaches are excited about what this team is going to do this year. And there's a lot of guys, and I keep forgetting about how much their veteranship and is that a word?
Sure.
Okay. So there's a lot of veterans and guys returning that have played and have a lot of experience coming back, especially on that front line for the defense. So I'm very excited, including Jack Powers. We saw a lot of great things out of him last year, and it looks like that he's taking on a more of a leadership role, and he's working on his pass rush, which we want to say, period, from the defensive side of the ball. So let's see Jeremy Lewis and Jack Powers getting after the quarterback this year.
Absolutely. Let's get after that QB for some turnovers and have some fun inside Dowdy Ficklen Stadium. We'll take a timeout, come back. BB Brian Bailey joins us when we return as we'll talk some football with the WNCT Channel 9 Sports Director. That's on the way. More to go. Are we back on video? All right, we're on video. Cool. So we'll talk to you folks, too, when we return after this. Thank you, Big Dog.
Here at Brown & Wood with Jeff Stein. It's summertime, and Jeff, you guys have a new car wash.
We do. We put in a brand new car wash just for the customer. So when you come in, get your vehicle serviced, we wash, dry, vacuum your car for free. It's state-of-the-art, but free to the customer.
And this summer, you have an AC special.
It's summertime. Air conditioning units are breaking left and right. But guess what? At Brown & Wood, all summer, I have free diagnostics on all air conditioning issues. Only at Brown & Wood.
With U.S. Cellular, it's just $19.99 per line for 1, 2, or 3 lines. So you don't need that robot daughter you built to get a 4th line for family plan pricing.
Oh, Robe Elizabeth? She's not going to like that.
The robots will prevail.
Oh, boy.
Get the low rate of $19.99 per line. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
We value human connection with fewer distractions. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Visit your U.S. Cellular authorized agent, Atlantic Wireless, with locations in Snow Hill, Bellhaven, and Greenville.
Already planning for some fun in the sun? Don't forget to fill your cooler with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. And with 5% alcohol, Twisted Tea is there to turn things up all day long. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for it in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Ahoy, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express. We're here to serve our pirate community by offering easy payments for easy ownership. For you landlubbers, R&R will install a new set of tires for just $20. $50 installs new custom wheels and tires. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
360 Golf Carts is Pitt County's go-to shop for all things golf carts. They have easy-go, club car, and utility carts to choose from. Whether it's for the beach, riding around the neighborhood, or working in the yard, 360 Golf Carts has the perfect ride for you. If you have issues with your current cart, take it by the 360 shop for an expert's diagnosis. From parts to sales to service, 360 has you covered. They will even deliver right to you. Visit Brian Harris today on Highway 43, just past D.H. Conley High School. 360 Golf Carts, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is former ECU football player Bryce Williams, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you have real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about the current real estate market, or do you need a property manager for rental houses? ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX and SD Harris Properties can help answer every question you have and show you a stress-free real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. If you have real estate questions, Scott has the answers. Call Scott Harris today at 347-1857. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Potential good news, bad news situation here. Good news, I understand the video's back up. Bad news, we might be having phone issues. We can't have everything going right at once. That would be impossible. But I believe we are going to attempt to get Brian Bailey here. I got some other news I'm seeing today.
Uh-oh.
Is at Ball Don't Lie a reputable source? Ball Don't Lie? It's like a Yahoo, maybe? I don't know. Yeah?
You know,
relatively, yeah.
You know who's a good source, though?
Josh Graham? I disagree. Mama, there goes that man away. Mark Jackson, reportedly laid off by ESPN.
Or demoted.
Joining the network has reportedly laid off Mark Jackson.
Man, gosh, I saw that he demoted him.
They got a whole new crew with, what's his name?
Doc Rivers?
Bang, what's his name?
Mike Breen.
Mike Breen. They got a whole new crew with him this year. They're kicking out Van Gundy and Mark Jackson.
I'll tell you what I
Back out to Allen!
What I don't want to hear for 2 hours. Doc Rivers.
That was a really smart play right there.
I don't know about that. The network has reportedly laid off Mark Jackson and plans to promote Doris Burke and hire Doc Rivers. I didn't know Doc Rivers wasn't coaching. I guess he was. He's out with the Sixers.
He just got fired.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. Brian Bailey joining us. No? Yes, on the Pirate Radio Live line. BB, how you doing today, man?
Great. How you doing?
Doing good. Getting ready for some Pirate football. The guys were a team reporting on Tuesday, practice on Wednesday, getting ready for another year, BB.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Houston today. We had a short meeting with him about his television show, and he's fired up. Looking forward to the guys coming in tomorrow, and then that first official practice coming up on Wednesday. And today, of course, the start of high school football practice. Man, it has been a whirlwind for this old guy today. Started at Tarboro, went to South Central, Conley, Rose. My man Garrett went to Havelock. He went to West Craven on his way to Washington, and then he's going to go to New Bern.
Awesome.
We got a lot of stuff planned today.
Well, touchdown Monday for the guys getting ready at WNCT Channel 9. Does Chris Cherry have the right ball out there at practice? I'm fascinated. I know you are too, Bailey, to see how that goes with Coach Cherry, who's won so many games on the basketball court, now taking over the football team.
Yeah, I asked him that. I said, Coach, obviously you know some football because you're coaching it. I said, but what's the main difference between the two? And obviously there are obvious differences, but he said the number one difference is the numbers. He said, I was responsible for 12 to 15, players, and now I'm responsible for a whole slew. And they had a good group out there at South Central today. Obviously, South Central will probably be picked near the bottom of the Big Carolina 3A, 4A standings, but he said his goal is to get that thing turned around. So he took step number 1 today with his first practice.
There you go. And looking forward to some high school football. They are sweating it out and will be here in August before they begin games. And I guess the first games will be what, Bailey? The 14th? Is that right? 21st? When are they playing?
August 18th. August 18th is...
I did it again, Chandler. I did it again.
Oh, my goodness.
I am a terrible calendar looker at her. I'm looking at July again. Good grief, I'm a moron.
When you said that, my heart dropped. I thought, I got the wrong date.
Nope, it's me. I cannot read a calendar.
You were only 4 days off, though.
I was close. Say that date again, 18th, Bailey.
August 18th.
All right.
Debut of Touchdown Friday.
Touchdown Friday. When's the debut of the Brian Bailey Show back on Pirate Radio, Bailey?
The debut of the Brian Bailey Show is August the 7th, and we can say right now that one of our guests on that first show will be the head football coach at East Carolina University, Mike Houston.
All right, there you go. Coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll talk to Brent Thompson. We'll meet him for the first time, Bailey, now taking over the recruiting operations coordination there for ECU football. So we'll get to know him. He and Mike Houston, very familiar with one another. Brent Thompson has been at both Lenore Ryan and the Citadel, so we'll get to know him here in a little bit.
That'd be good. I tell you what, they were over there, just trying to get everything ready when the guys check in, so there's no snafus and that kind of thing. But it's go time, as Coach Houston would say. Man, it's time to get it rocking and get it rolling. And I think all those guys are looking forward to getting practice started. As Coach Houston said today, everybody looks forward to September the 2nd, but we got a long way until September the 2nd, but it'll be here before you know it. The work starts coming up this week.
All right, Bailey, let's take out the quarterback room. I'll ask you, what's your biggest question mark or thing you are interested in seeing when it comes to fall camp, aside from Garcia v. Flynn?
I think the wide receivers,
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a big key to what happens, and that coincides with the quarterback situation, but I think they've got some work to do there. I really like the running back room, and I just hope Rajay comes back and he's first team all-conference, because I'll tell you what, off the field, he's an All-American, that's for sure. He's a great kid, and he went through a devastating injury, but he's a real inspiration because he's fought all the way back, and he said 1% every day. That's what he's tried to do, and I can't wait to watch him play. I like that. When he's smiling, the things are going well for the Pirates.
No doubt. That was probably my next question was going to be, what do you feel most confident about or comfortable with heading into fall camp? Running backs have got to be one of those positions. What else on the football team do you have some confidence in when it comes to ECU?
I think running backs. I think the defensive line.
Yeah.
I think that, they've worked hard to really bolster that room and to get those guys, and they've got some parts. Somebody just beeped the horn at me like I did something wrong. I'm about to get in a fight here.
All right, no road rage, Bailey, especially live on the air here.
He's beeped the horn at me. Hey, he's driving a pea green car. You ought to be shot for that color of the car.
Hey, Bailey, calm down.
Slow down. Stop.
If you see a pea green car out there, let them know that Brian Bailey. It might be Biff Poggi.
It could be.
It's coming after you. We had a question about running backs from Jamie for BB. He said, are we currently seeing the running back position being downgraded in the present and past now? There really wasn't truly that many unique running backs, just right place at the right time. I don't fully understand his question. What do you think about what's going on in the NFL, though, Bailey, with the running backs? I mean, Ezekiel Elliott lost several steps, but just interested to see a guy like him without a job, Dalvin Cook. You've got the holdout stuff potentially with Josh Jacobs and with Jonathan Taylor. Saquon Barkley did end up signing his franchise tag. He'll be there for at least another year in New York. But crazy times with running backs.
Yeah, and it's really odd when you think about it because, obviously that's one of the key positions out there. But I knew the deal with Zeke, he wasn't going to be a Cowboy unless he came back on a really reduced rate. And it sounds like that's not even an option from what I've read. I hope he does, hook on with the Patriots or somewhere like that because, I know he's lost a step or two, but I think he can, he holds on to the football. He gets you that yard if you need it. And I think that he can help somebody somewhere in the National Football League if he can figure out a way, to get back and get some money out of the deal. But yeah, running backs, it's almost like they've all of a sudden decided, hey, you can get a running back $3 for $1 at the corner store, so don't worry about a running back.
Yeah, they are drafting them, and then they are letting them play through their rookie deals, and then drafting another one, and that's pretty much how it's gone right now. Jamie also asking, we know you're a Cowboys fan. Are you a Jerry Jones fan?
That's a tough one because I see both sides of the Jerry Jones issue. I'm not a Jerry Jones hater, but I do understand that part of the Cowboys' problems at times has been Jerry Jones and some of the things that he's done. I mean, I can't figure out for the life of me how you can come in and win right away in the 90s, do what he did. Because I'm a big Tom Landry fan. One of the biggest thrills of my life was interviewing Tom Landry in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and getting a chance to meet him, shake hands with him, get a picture taken with him. That was just awesome for me. And then, Jerry Jones comes in and fires him. But, they were able to turn things around. The Cowboys were on the downslide. They turned it around. But since the 90s, obviously, the playoff wins haven't been there. And I think they've had talent enough to do it. I'm just hoping that maybe this is the year they get the whole thing turned around. If Dak can figure out which color jersey he's throwing to, they'll be fine.
Old Cy Seymour last week, I said, well, Cy, we finally got rid of Dan Snyder, so black clouds lifted. And he said, yeah, and the other good news is the Cowboys still have Jerry Jones.
Cy's always got one, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He does.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to talking a little junk to Bailey. Bailey talking junk back to me, and that's the part of the thrill of the football season. We got the Hall of Fame game coming up this Thursday, and then Bailey will have our eyes peeled for the Seahawks, Ravens, 49ers. A lot of Pirates going to be playing some preseason. That's coming up next week. Excited about that.
And we were sitting at Tiebreakers last night for Bella's Sunday afternoon snack that she likes to get on Sunday afternoon. But I looked up and I saw Geno Smith and the Seahawks, going through their camp, and I told Melissa, I said, look up there, you might see Holton. And they were isolated on Geno, but then all of a sudden Holton came bolting through and that left hand throwing that pass, and I thought, man, that's pretty cool to see 15 out there.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how much time he gets in the preseason. Obviously, Geno coming off a career year for him. You've got Drew Lock, who I guess teams will say he's still somewhat young enough that maybe they can do something with him in the future. So they want to see what he's got, but they want to see what this rookie's got too. This Holton Ahlers kid. So I'm expecting him to get a lot of time. I don't know. Have you talked to Holt or Morgan? They probably don't have the answers right now, Bailey, but I expect we'll see quite a bit of them in the preseason.
Well, I think that's the thinking there, because I don't think you'll see Geno hardly at all.
Yeah.
And I think that you'll see, a plenty of Drew, and then I think you'll see plenty of Holton out there. I think he's going to get a shot to prove that he can play in the league. And I think his goal has got to be just to get that third slot and secure it. Right now, as far as I know, they've only got 3 quarterbacks, in
right.
camp.
Yeah.
He can secure that third slot. And then, if he can move up to 2, or if somebody gets hurt, or he's just got to show everybody that he can, he can handle the language. I asked him before he left, I said, can you give us an example of a Seahawk play and a Pirate play?
Mm-hmm.
What's the same terminology? And he said, I can't without giving something away. He said, but I will tell you this. In the NFL play, all those words mean something, and each word sends somebody somewhere. I was like, really? I thought the ECU language was hard to understand. But it sounds like the NFL, right quarter, Eagles 7, slot, blitz. I mean, they just blurt out a string of words, terminology, and everybody's got to know what to do with it.
What did they tell you, Bailey, when you were an all-area offensive lineman in high school? What were your directions?
They said, see that guy in front of you? Don't let him hit my quarterback.
That's all you need to know, right?
It worked about 60% of the time. It worked.
That's all right. And yeah, they probably didn't call you for holding that much either, right? They didn't want to.
No, they didn't call me for one time. I can remember that we threw a 55-yard bomb, and it was beautiful. And my guy was getting ready to sack the quarterback. I grabbed him and just pulled him straight down. And I saw the pass go through the air. I saw the touchdown. I went, oh my God, they're going to call me for holding. I looked around, no flag, just like speeding, baby. If they don't call it, it didn't happen.
No flag on the field, as Kevin Monroe would say. Speaking of Kevin, is Kevin going to be lonely in the press box this year, Bailey? What's going on?
Whew, I tell you, that's a whole different story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure. that's just that. To me, that whole situation was really sad in a lot of ways. But I think maybe people can learn from it. I hope.
Weird deal. We need a play-by-play voice to head to Ann Arbor here soon, as East Carolina will kick off the season with Michigan coming up just over a month from now. Brian Bailey joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Bailey, got the Pitt County Girls Softball League All-Stars going to be honored at Elm Street Park coming up at 5 o'clock. We'll have somebody out there as we got the Little League Softball World Series about to crank up.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed watching the Pitt County team play, in that Southeast Regional down in Warner Robins, Georgia. And what a job they did. I mean, they didn't have a close game. I guess maybe the last one, the 3-0 game, was the closest. But they just dominated play while they were there. And one of the young ladies who played on the 2000, the first Babe Ruth World Series team to win a championship in Pitt County, the 2000 squad, Tiffany Shaw, her niece plays for this team. So it's cool that the family, goes with that. And so I really enjoyed watching them play.
Talking to BB, Brian Bailey, on the Pirate Radio Live line. Bailey, good stuff. Looking forward to the Brian Bailey Show cranking up next Monday as Mike Houston going to be your special guest. Looking forward to that and more coming up next week.
Should be a lot of fun. He'll be coming off the practice field, so we'll get him on the phone as soon as he gets off the field on that Monday. So we'll have almost a week in the books when we get a chance to talk to him on our show to kick off a brand new season. Looking forward to it. Pirate Radio, guys, been great to me for a long, long time, and so we're looking forward to starting another year.
All right, and Chandler and I will do our best to produce that program like we always do, Bailey.
If I can keep you guys focused, that's always out the window in that deal.
Well, look, I promise, at least for your first show, 100% focus from myself and Chandler.
There you go.
Yep.
Nice job.
You got it.
That's all you can ask for.
All right, BB. We'll see you then, man.
Sounds good. Take care.
All right, Brian Bailey joining us, Pirate Radio Live line. You got something, Chandler?
No, this is something we posted yesterday. I thought it was recent, but just we were talking to Bailey about, we're going to be tuned in and focused on Seahawks, 49ers, Baltimore Ravens, but Keaton Mitchell getting some camera time and some pictures and stuff, looking good in the purple and black for the Baltimore Ravens.
I saw him back there, and Ellerbe mentioned it as well, catching punts.
Yes.
And that's enticing. Does he get a shot in a preseason game to do that? That's one way he can make the squad and really make an impact on the Ravens.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think there's definitely going to be something that they can find Keaton Mitchell to do, because I feel like there's a lot that he can do, especially with that speed of his. So he could be dangerous back there returning punts for the Baltimore Ravens. We shall see. Can't wait for this preseason and the opportunities that him and Isaiah Winstead and Holton will get with their respective teams.
And received text from Lil Scary this weekend asking me about Isaiah.
Oh, good.
So and he's rooting them on.
Well, man, look, what a great story that was, because the beef between those two.
Yeah, big beef between Isaiah Winstead and Lil Scary.
And now you got Lil Scary reaching out the clip to see, hey, how's my boy Isaiah doing?
Yeah, said he got him a new 49ers jersey down there.
By the way, we were mentioning to Danny about that rap. We need to, whether on air or off air, let him listen to that rap.
All right, cool. We'll take a break, come back, wrap up hour number 2, and we will talk to Brent Thompson coming up hour 3, get to know the new coach with East Carolina football in charge of the recruiting operations. Got that coming up hour 3 and more. Back with you after this.
Pirate fans, the East Carolina football season is just around the corner, and there's no better time than to guarantee your seat to see the Birmingham Bowl champs at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Season ticket packages are as low as $115 in the fan zone. Pirate Club chairback seats can be purchased for $325. The 6-game home slate kicks off September the 9th against the Marshall Thundering Herd. Get your season tickets today by calling 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
And then it was two seagulls!
We're here for the booty.
Party!
Pirate Water is here. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find pirate water in a location near you.
We're going plankton!
Pirate Water is here. 21 and older, please drink responsibly.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all things automotive. Greenville Auto World is now under new ownership by the Cook Management Group, but still believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Tommy Cook and his team now have 5 dealerships in Eastern North Carolina with a fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 or greenvilleautoworld.net. Pirates supporting pirates.
Hey O's fans, on Saturday, August 5th, when the O's take on the New York Mets at 7:05, celebrate the 40th anniversary of the 1983 World Series by being one of the first 20,000 fans 15 and over to receive an Eddie Murray 1983 World Series bobblehead, presented by Royal Farms. Come out to honor this World Series championship team and arrive early for Early Bird Saturdays when gates open 2 hours early with happy hour, live music, and more. Get your tickets today at Orioles.com/tickets.
5th Street Hardware and Tap Room is serving up the best lunch in town with a different special every day. Come sit on the patio and enjoy wonderful weather with lunch specials for only $9. 5th Street Hardware and Tap Room is open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner. Thirsty? Stop in for a cold beer with over 40 taps to choose from. 5th Street Hardware and Tap Room, next to the State Theater in downtown Greenville. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
It's bow time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles juicy golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's bow time.
This is Lane Hoover, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner. Call them today at 919-291-5532 or visit them online at davidpriceconstruction.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Monday. Brent Thompson in the studios, going to join us here coming up next segment. We'll get to know the new recruiting operations coordinator for ECU football. Talk about his football story and get to know him. Looking forward to that. Mike P says, saw Halloween decor at Target, so I know a little scary about to get in the lab. In the lab. So, yeah, a little scary. Could be cranking up something soon. Clip, who was the last Washington player to go through a contract holdout or new contract issues to Jonathan Taylor? A holdout. I was thinking about this when we were talking about conditioning tests with Jack Powers earlier. I remember an offseason where Albert Haynesworth either refused to or kept failing the conditioning test. And every day on NFL Network, they would show him like breathing heavy, not finishing, not completing the conditioning test. That wasn't necessarily a holdout situation. I don't know. I have to think about that as far as a Washington player. I'm sure there's been a rookie or some big name player. Hell, we hadn't had a lot of big name players, to be honest with you. Chad says they got Halloween stuff at Lowe's too. Well, when it's 100 degrees, all I can think about is playing dress up, which was what we were doing yesterday, right outside the Pirate Radio studios. Got some cool stuff dropping soon. Jerry says pumpkin spice season is coming soon.
Jerry's hype. Jerry is lit.
Jerry's fired up for some
that time of year again.
Pumpkin spice. Chad says, hey guys, have you seen the new NFL sideline hats? So Joey was talking about those, showed some Panthers ones a moment ago, and they continue to be the ugliest hats ever known to man. I don't know why the NFL just can't put a cool NFL logo on a hat and call it a day. They got to put all this funky stuff up there, and it always looks terrible to me.
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers one, and it's usually the draft hats, too, that are so bad.
They all are terrible.
But the Panthers have one where it's split down the middle, and I think it's...
Well, every team's going to have it.
Well, that one, where it's split down the middle, the NFL logo, every team has that hat.
Oh, Jesus. Well, it looks awful. So, I mean, I don't know. There was one in there that I kind of liked. But I remember the draft hat that the Panthers had, I think a couple years ago when we drafted J.C. Horn. It literally looked like a hat that you would get, like, at Wings in Myrtle Beach.
Did it have like...
It had the South Carolina logo.
Did it have like breasts on it? What was that?
It was a towel.
The Confederate flag was on the back of it? Like, what do you mean?
It's two little butt cheeks.
It had like the South Carolina logo,
the Palmetto,
the Palmetto State.
That's a cool logo though.
It's like a palm tree with a crescent sun or something.
Danny, you got something? Intern Dan.
It reminds me of those flags where it's the house divided little things right in front of your house, where it's like so random. It's like Florida and like USC. It's like, where do you get that from? Like, what even is that?
I like the Panthers, but I also kind of like the NFL. I'm gonna wear them both.
Respect the shield.
You know who's gonna love that? Our buddy CW.
CW
that comes on to talk fantasy. He is a respect the shield guy. He's a Bugs fan, but he walks around wearing NFL shirts. His logo in our fantasy league. His avatar is the NFL Shield.
Wow.
He is Goodell's goat boy.
His favorite player is Roger Goodell.
Yeah,
he's committed to the Shield.
Jamie says, trying to remember the crazy guy, running back Washington had, 90s, 2000s, thought he held out. You're talking about Clinton Portis. That is who you're talking about? I don't know. He may have held out. I know he... about got held out from being a free citizen because he was arrested for some money stuff.
Oh boy,
a few years ago. Mike P says Panthers hat also comes with a free hermit crab and henna tat.
Sweet, I'll take two.
Yep. So maybe you're right, Chandler. Maybe it is a wing special.
I know. I definitely, when I saw it, I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw that hat one time at a Wings or like a Waves or whatever it's called.
There was what was the other one? Oh my God,
it's
Chad!
Awful.
Look at these Washington hats.
It's awful.
Who would buy that hat?
Man, that is a cool logo. A W.
Don't worry about us.
We don't have to.
Those hats are disgusting.
That was a good one, Dan.
What'd he say?
It's my first strikeout today.
We don't have to. We don't have to worry about it. Yeah. We got news. The greatest coach in USFL history is moving on to college football. Skip Holtz.
Skipper. He's making turns and turns and turns and turns.
Hey, Shirley, go to the press box folder and give me a little Brian Meador doing a Skip Holtz impression.
You got to turn and turn some more and turn again.
I want to say it's near the bottom, maybe. Hit it real quick.
They need all the help they can get at Northwestern.
I guess you don't see.
What we have to do is we got to turn and turn some more. And when we're done turning, we're going to turn again. And then after we turn 2 or 3 more turns, we're going to turn them all into turns.
I mean, for those that know Skip, that was fantastic. Skip Holtz has agreed to be a special assistant to the head coach for the 23 season. So they fire Fitzgerald, bring in an interim, and they need somebody with experience, somebody that can turn issues into positives, and that man is Skip Holtz.
And Skip, I believe, is still going to be doing USFL. It's not going to interfere with his USFL job.
That's correct. Oh, that is correct. I didn't see that little juicy nugget.
Yeah, you didn't see that
little ditty. What we're going to do is we're going to have to turn and turn some more. And when we're done turning, we're going to turn again. And then after we turn 2 or 3 more turns, we're going to turn them all into turns.
Turn them all into turns. That is fantastic work by Brian Meador. So he will stay with the Birmingham Stallions and pick up a Big Ten check.
That's how Skip Holtz rolls.
That is not bad. Not bad money if you can get it. Go Bulls!
Go Bulls!
All right, let's take a break.
Easiest decision ever made.
When we return, Brent Thompson will join us. He is the new recruiting operations coordinator for ECU football. We'll get to know Coach Thompson, talk a little Pirate football, and more. Back with you, Hour 3. We also got a giveaway. More to go after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Don Edwards from UBE. This year we lost a legend. Jeff Charles was the voice of the Pirates and an ambassador for East Carolina University for 35 years. To honor Jeff's legacy, we are raising money to endow a scholarship in his name by holding a 50-50 raffle on Tuesday, August 15th. Show your support for the voice by purchasing your purple and gold raffle tickets and you could win $10,000. You do not have to be present to win, so get your tickets today at UBE and let's paint this raffle purple for the voice.
What's up, Pirate Nation? Kyle Gaines here at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram here in Washington, North Carolina. Let me tell you what's going on this summer. We have 10% off MSRP on all Ram trim levels. That's right, 10% off MSRP on all trim levels, including on our Tradesman, Bighorn, Limited, and Laramie trucks. That's going to be 10% off MSRP on all trims. Also, we have our Washington off-road packages that we're adding on every make model here at our service department. So come check us out at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.com.
This is Aaron Williams with Ease Plumbing.
This is Mike Hoggart with Viva Electric.
This is Mark McGlawhorn, Roland Black Heating and Cooling.
We have teamed up to form New Blue Service Group, offering Eastern North Carolina the best in plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Same great local team, same great local service, just a new name. Contact us at callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. Call us today to help with your plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Go Pirates.
Take control of your health today with ArcPoint Labs. Are you feeling tired, exhausted, or lethargic and not able to explain why? Fatigue can be caused by a number of things such as lack of sleep, illness, or chronic disease. The ArcPoint Lab Fatigue Panel is designed to help people understand what could be causing their fatigue. Get a simple blood test today by getting started at arcpointlabs.com or call 629-6228. ArcPoint Labs. Accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Visit arcpointlabs.com.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Wally's 2 Kettle Corn in Winterville is where you can find the tastiest popcorn around. Make it a movie night at home with Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. They have over 50 flavors to choose from, including classics like cheddar, caramel, and my favorite, better butter. Or try their specialty flavors such as Chicago Style, Wintergreen Mix, and MJ's Cheesecake. Wally's 2 also caters, so if you're hosting a party or event, satisfy your company with delicious popcorn. Check them out on Facebook or stop by and see Wally today on Fire Tower Road across from Sam Jones Barbecue. Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. Make it a poppin' day.
Skip the cooking this week and liven up your gathering with catering from Jimmy John's. Choose from a variety of mouth-watering Jimmy John's specialties, including box lunches, tasty sides, 18 or 30-piece party boxes, or 12 packs of mini Jimmys made to order on fresh-baked bread with hand-sliced meats and fresh veggies. Pick it up or they'll set it up for you. And don't forget Jimmy John's loyalty app with a free sandwich after your first visit.
Jimmy John's, with 3 locations in Greenville. Order online at jimmyjohns.com. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Carolina Caliber has the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and is one of the top firearm dealers anywhere. They have everything you need for hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. Carolina Caliber will buy, sell, and trade. Carolina Caliber, locally owned and operated since 1960 on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, back with you. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. Still got a giveaway coming up, so stick around for that. And I know you'll stick around because we're talking Pirate football with the new recruiting operations coordinator for East Carolina football. He is Brent Thompson, joining us for the first time here on Pirate Radio Live. And Coach, welcome in to the studio. Welcome to Greenville. How you doing?
Clip, I appreciate it, man. I was not expecting this. I was not expecting to get on the radio here so soon, but certainly do appreciate it, and I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely, and I want to talk about your role with this East Carolina football team and your relationship with Coach Houston. But how about going from the sidelines to what you're doing now, and why you chose to go that route? Because I'm sure you could have ended up on the sidelines just about anywhere in the country. So why did you decide to get into the recruiting operations coordinator part of it?
Well, the number one thing I think is when I spoke to Coach Houston about this job was the people that were here. This program, I feel, I spent 6 years of my career with Coach, and we really had a great run of it. I really felt like this was a team, this was a program, that this is about the time for Coach Houston in this program. And so that was the number one reason. The number two reason was the other guys on the staff. I had worked with Coach Harrell before. He was actually my defensive coordinator when I first took over in 2016 at the Citadel. Tripp and I had worked together. Roy and I had worked together. So we knew all the families. It was a kind of an easy transition. For that reason was the reason why I originally took the job. And then I started to think about it. I said, there's a lot of things that I can learn if I just take a little bit of a step back. I don't have the pressure of being a play caller. I don't have the pressure of being the head coach. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch what Donnie does. I'm going to watch exactly how Coach Houston runs the program. You know, it's been a few years since I've been there. So I wanted to take a little bit of a step back. Eventually, I do want to probably get back into being a head coach, the offensive coordinator at some point. But I just thought it was a good time in my career after 25 years to just kind of step back, relax, take a little bit of the pressure off, and watch how it's done.
And I thought about it. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek question, but kind of a serious question, too. Do you right now know more players currently on ECU's roster or more players that you hope to add to ECU's roster? And by that, I mean, you want to know your personnel, but as your recruiting duties, you want to know who the next Pirates are. So how's that mix going for you now?
So right now, I started with the guys that were on the roster. The number one thing that I think I'm working mostly on the offensive side of the ball, watching those guys play, is when you go out, Coach Houston and I work together. I've got a good idea of what he's looking for mentality-wise. I know he likes to run the football. He's a defensive guy. He wants to be a guy that's going to be able to have big play offensive wide receivers, the big physical players on the offensive side. But I wanted to see exactly what they were playing with, exactly what this level of competition was going to look like. Who are your next Keaton Mitchells? Who are your next, Holt Naylors? Those guys that have played and done a really good job. I wanted to see what that talent looked like. So that way, when you go out and you look, you're like, okay, this kid could be very, very similar, very comparable. We can do very similar things when we had this young man on our roster.
And I'm sure you're at least somewhat familiar with the area, being at the Citadel. You've probably come up here to North Carolina quite a bit. You coached Lenore Ryan, of course, so you're, got to say, familiar with the area, I would assume.
My mom and dad lived in Wilmington for 15 years. I made plenty of trips to the eastern part of North Carolina, stretched up here just a little bit, but yeah, very familiar throughout the southeast right now. Being down here, this will be 13 years or so. So between North Carolina and South Carolina, it's become very familiar to me.
And this will be a better question for you years down the road, but you have been at other stops. But the type of individual player, person you get at the Citadel compared to other spots, a little bit different there, right? So what's that like, kind of getting to know a different bunch, a different group?
Yeah, the Citadel was it was a tricky place to recruit. It was a place that you had to do a lot of work with parents. You had to do a lot of work with background. You had to make sure that you were recruiting the right person there for a lot of reasons. Number one, the transfer portal really kind of hurts that program because you're really having to take and develop players. You really want to make sure that they're going to stay for the 4 or 5 years. So in order to do so, you got to make sure that you got somebody that's going to be able to handle the military, is going to handle the academics. There's just a lot of stress and pressure there. Is if you're missing a particular character trait, there's a good chance you won't make it there. And if you don't make it there, I'm out of a scholarship, which means I'm out of time, I'm out of money. So we got to make sure that when we recruited there, we kind of dotted all of our I's and crossed all of our T's.
Talking to Brent Thompson today here on Pirate Radio Live. We had Pete Medhurst, play-by-play voice of Navy, on a couple weeks ago, and we talked about the portal, and he said the portal is one way up there. It's out. There's no coming in. So you can kind of relate to that, I'm sure, being at the Citadel. But here at East Carolina, so you talked about noticing the guys on this roster. So here's a good question for you as we start practice on Wednesday. How do you feel about this roster that the staff has put together before you arrived here in Greenville?
Well, I tell you what, I spent this morning in preparation for the interview. I was watching the spring, a lot of the spring cut-ups, a lot of the spring game, and first chance that I really had to watch the defensive side. And the number one thing I see on the defensive side is I see a lot of pressure. With pressure comes speed. A lot of line movements. The defensive line, to me, and not having seen what the rest of the league is playing with, but you could see that they're playing at a different level. I really like what they were doing. I really like what Coach Harrell's done with the defense. And I think on that side of the ball, you see a huge improvement from where they were when Coach first got here.
Yeah.
Offensively, it's changed over. We've lost so many guys on the offensive side. The exciting part about this is we are going to start a new quarterback. We've got a couple of different options there. We are going to be able to adjust our offensive scheme, which Coach Kirkpatrick's done a great job of preparing schemes that are going to be helpful to whichever quarterback we've got in there. And we've got some young running backs. I think the running back room is as deep as we possibly can have a running back room at this level. And then the key component will always be up front. It will be just finding the right 5 guys in there. And Coach Mo, being new to it, I think is going to be good for those guys. Have an opportunity to be able to get the guys that he wants in there and get those guys in the 5 right positions. And I think that's going to be important there. And then the wide receiver position is a little bit of a newer position as well. We've got some guys there that I think need to step up, and guys there that are going to step up and have a good year.
No doubt. And a tight end in Shane Calhoun that's played a lot of football that could be an impact. And we got a question here. If you want to get a question in for Coach Thompson, you can do so. He'll be here another 15 minutes or so. You can put that in on Facebook or YouTube. He said, can you explain the offensive schemes nowadays as opposed to the days of the pro I formation and that style of offenses? How has it changed how you recruit, say, fullbacks and tight ends? So, the football, we see changes every 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and right now we are in a spread it out, throw it offense. So how has that changed in your years coaching, and how you recruit those players that maybe traditionally would be fullbacks and tight ends?
So when I first started coaching on offense, which was 2000, it was 2000 was my first year. We were a traditional pro-I team. Now we did have some zone schemes. We did, but we were mostly a power, counter, ISO, downhill, and we were going to have the neck roll fullbacks, and then we were going to have the guys. And sometimes that's dictated by, number one, what you can recruit. Number two, the way players are being developed anymore. You know, the NFL always talks about they're being dictated by what the college game is running. Well, at the college level, you're being dictated by almost what the high school game is running. At one time, and this was, and I was a triple option guy, and it was hard to find wise. It was hard to find a true tight end. So we just stopped recruiting tight ends, and we just started going more wide receivers, more running backs, and we would just not play with the tight end. Well, the tight end is coming back. The nice thing that I like about the ECU offense is we've got a couple different versions of a tight end. We've got a true guy that can play an end man. We've got a guy that can flex out in space, and we've got a guy that kind of plays a little bit of a hybrid between an H-back and a fullback. And that's really what the offense has gone to, is you're going to have more than just 11 players out there. And Coach Houston was just talking about this the other day. Is you're too deep? It's not really you're too deep. I mean, you've got 14 or 15 guys between all your packages and personnels, and you got to have a lot of different body types that are going to be able to play in a goal line situation, and you can play in a third and long situation. But you know, the offensive scheme right now, I mean, the biggest thing that is going on, that the one thing that interested me when I got here was the RPO game. Is it's a version of reading and throwing that it really puts the defense in a hard bind. And the quarterback and the offensive coordinator is constantly looking for who is that guy that we need to find that's adding himself into the run game. Who's that guy that we can pick on in the pass game? It's like play action built in one without having a predetermined call.
And you got to have a solid quarterback that's got a good head on his shoulders to run that, right, Coach? So
you definitely do, yeah. And that's what the last 2 years, especially, that's what we've had, which has been really nice. The ball's gone in the right spot most of the time.
Talking to Brent Thompson here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Coach, again, your title, Recruiting Operations Coordinator. We don't have time for you to tell us all your duties, but what does that entail? What are the main objectives of your position here?
Well, number one is to do a little bit of the, bringing guys to the defensive guys, bringing guys to the offensive guys that you find, doing the things that position coaches can't do. That's the way that I view it is, you don't have a whole lot of time to be able to scheme, mentor your current players, and then go out there and constantly look at, what's out there, who's out there. Recruiting has gone from being a geographic 3-4 hour radius to we can recruit the whole country. I mean, we got guys on the roster coming from all the states, and
you got a punter from Australia.
Yeah, exactly right. Nobody is really going under the radar, so you got to find those guys that are everywhere, that you make sure that your guy at least knows about them, has a chance to evaluate them, and thinks that we can get in on them recruiting wise.
And what's the ratio look like now as we continue in this portal era of recruiting your traditional high school kids to seeing what's out there in the portal? I guess in season the guys will drop, but this is more of an off season type thing, right? But how do you kind of split your time between those?
This is it's an interesting question. It's a philosophical question, especially from a head coach perspective. Is if I would just not to speak for Coach Houston, but if I was to take it on my on what I thought would be a really, really good way to handle the transfer portal would be this, is that I'm going to take exactly what I need at the high school level. I think we still need to develop players. I still think that we need to build the roster, because if you don't, I never thought taking a lot of junior college transfers or taking a lot of four-year transfers was going to really lead to sustained success. I think you were going to ride the wave constantly up and down. So in order that you had some consistency on your roster, I thought you were going to have to still recruit a majority of high school players. Now, that being said, my dad was a high school coach for 32 years. I still kind of believe in that motto. But at the end of the day, if you don't get what you want, you never panicked and just took to take. If a guy was on the border and we really just didn't feel good about him, we could just say, hey, let's just move on to the next phase of this, which would be the transfer portal. And if you can do that, like the recruiting has stepped up, so you're getting a lot of commits here in June and July. And then so by the time you're what used to be your traditional recruiting, November, December, now you can start to look at the transfer portal and see and fill in the things that you don't have and backfill your roster.
I feel like Mike Houston's done a good job of that, kind of zeroing in on what he needs help with immediately. This year, it was offensive line and bringing in some guys on the O-line. Last year, needed a big play receiver with C.J. Johnson's status in question and brought in Isaiah Winstead. So I think ECU's done a good job of kind of piecing it together there, but not truly focusing all their assets on the transfer portal. Talking to Coach Brent Thompson here today on Pirate Radio Live. And Jamie, I don't think this is a question that Coach Thompson will answer for multiple reasons, but I'll ask it anyway. He said, I know you're just getting started, but do you know how we stack up as far as NIL with the rest of the country?
That's a great question. That is one of those questions that not having dealt a whole lot with NIL, you talked about reasons why I came, is at the FBS level, it's such a huge topic.
Yeah.
Coach Houston and I have had conversations about it, but they've been very brief conversations, and it was more out of curiosity on my part to where we are and where he thinks that we need to be. But a lot of it's speculation. As I don't have a really great idea of where everybody else is in the league. I do have an idea of where some of those SEC teams are. I mean, you hear a lot of different stories about a lot of different prices being thrown around for players.
Yes, sir. Most recently, Tua's brother, I believe.
That was a big, yeah.
Up there playing quarterback in Maryland. And coming from the FCS level, are there as many radical changes there with conference realignment? I mean, people love the playoff system the FCS has. Is this FBS thing kind of chaos where FCS is a little more, I don't know, stable? Is that fair to say, or what do you think as a coach?
I would say so. We were in the Southern Conference, and I believe that right now the Citadel is the oldest member of the Southern Conference, and they felt really good anytime that we had talked about adding members, and I was for it because I thought if you added members, you would always guarantee yourself game. You really wouldn't have to go out and find out of conference games, which could be tough. It could be challenging. It's a stress on your budget a little bit. But no, the FCS level, other than teams moving up, when we lost App State and we lost Georgia Southern to the Sun Belt, is that it impacted our conference, and it impacted our conference from a power standpoint for probably about a good 6 or 7 years. I think right now we're finally rebounding. The Citadel and the SoCon's got some really good teams in it. Currently they've got 3 teams in the top 25.
Talking to Brent Thompson today here on Pirate Radio Live as we introduce him to the Pirate Nation. And you're right, you are new here, Coach. When did you get here to Greenville? How long have you been here now?
July 10th was my first day.
Yeah.
I moved into my place here about 2 weeks ago. It was a lot harder than I thought finding a place here in Greenville, but we did. My wife and I made about 3 or 4 trips up here. I'm here right now sleeping on an air mattress in our place. But the wife and my 2 twin girls will be here at the end of the week.
So will you have any duties, on the field? What is your week going to be like with ECU practice starting on Wednesday? What are you going to be doing?
Mostly I'll be in-house, in-office guy, recruiting guy, obviously taking a look at some film on the offensive side, sitting in on offensive meetings. A lot of it will be learning for me. A lot of it will be learning the personnel. A lot of it will be learning the schemes a little bit, and then just trying to get myself comfortable with that. And then, as I told Coach Houston when we met about the job, is I'm going to offer anything that if he's got a question, he wants some outside eyes on it. Sometimes, as I learned, is it's good to have other head coaches around, guys that have seen the big picture. You can kind of see both sides of it, being an assistant and being a former head coach, which is kind of nice. We got Shane Montgomery on staff. He was a former head guy, so it's good to learn. It's good to meet new guys and find different ways of doing things.
Saw that today with we just talked about it a moment ago. Skip Holtz going to Northwestern as kind of an assistant, another set of eyes, somebody that's been there at the head coaching level and trying to help out their interim because they obviously lost Fitzgerald pretty recently, so wanted some experience there. And Skip will keep his USFL job apparently and be an assistant there at Northwestern.
Yeah, I think it's a really good decision for them. I mean, you don't really want your defensive coordinator, trying to manage and run everything. I watch what I had to do at the FCS level. I called the offense. I ran the offense. I was the head coach, and that's a lot. And that's a lot to do. Then you watch what Coach Houston has. I mean, he's constantly being pulled in a lot of different directions. I thought that was a smart move. It's probably one of the better things that they could do to be able to kind of manage a tough situation.
So how long do you go back with Mike Houston? I see Lenore Ryan, Citadel. Is that where you met up with Coach Houston for the first time?
Yeah, actually, when I first met Coach Houston, he was one of the first guys that I met. I met him at a Super Bowl party when I interviewed there. It was at his house. He was the defensive coordinator on that. 2010, it was January 2010. So we had worked together as assistants for 1 year. We had a great relationship. It was kind of known to me that Fred was going to retire at some point, and he was going to take over as the head coach. And when he did, we had a great run, and we went playoffs for 3 straight years. We went to the national championship game together in 2013. And then he had gotten a job at the Citadel, and we all kind of made that transition down to the Citadel. So 6 total years with him. It was a great run. Like I said, part of the reason me being back here is because I believe in his coaching philosophy. I think we've always kind of aligned ourselves together with that and the way that he runs a program. And I tried to carry on a lot of the same things when he left.
Every time we bring a new coach in that has experience coaching at a school that has ran the option, stops the option a lot, people get fired up because they say, all right, Brent Thompson's coming in to help us beat Navy. We're going to beat Navy. People, and I tell you what, Blake Harrell, his defenses have done about as good against Navy as we've seen here since we started playing them 15 or so years ago. We beat them. We got them once so far since Coach Harrell's been here, but a couple of losses as well. But, man, that is one that Pirate fans kind of cringe, Coach, because Navy has had our number over the years and a lot of teams' number with the option that they run.
You should have seen when I first got to LR. And Mike was the DC, and Blake was on that staff. Blake was the linebackers coach. I mean, we would go at each other. It was hard to gain yards on those guys. And that was part of the reason why when Coach Houston took off to James Madison and I took over at the Citadel, I said, you know what? I know what Blake can do. Blake and I ran together for all the way up until he left me, so probably about 6 or 7 years. We ran every single day together.
Well, you can pick that back up because I see him downtown running a lot.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think we are.
Yeah.
So, Blake's done a really good job. He's seen a lot of option ball. He knows what's coming at him. I watch every single one of those games that they go against each other. He and I will talk a little bit about it, what his thoughts were, just to kind of get an idea of where he is. But, he does about as good a job, not just at Navy, but preparation as I've ever seen.
And everything's cyclical. So do you think we see these defenses, are they starting to catch up with the spread? And you talked about the read option earlier. There's still a ton of points in college football, but the teams that can play defense are the ones that are there at the end. So I don't know, what does football look like 5, 10, 20 years from now, Coach?
The hard thing about football is right now the offenses are putting the defense in so much space. The rules have kind of geared a little bit towards the offensive side. Being an offensive guy, I'm starting to admit that a little bit, but you're getting away with a little bit more. The RPO, you may not have gotten away with it 15, 20 years ago with some of the offensive linemen downfield. They're cracking down on it a little bit, but there's somebody asked me that question earlier on in the show, and that was, you used to be able to play in the box, right, tackle to tackle, and you were just pounding out, grounding out yards, and you were just trying to kill clock there. Well, right now is you're trying to save as much time as you possibly can. New clock rules will take a few. I think they said it's going to take about 7 or 8 plays off each side of the ball. So that's about 16, 15, 20 plays.
I guess as an offensive guy, you don't like the clock not stopping after a first down?
It wouldn't bother me as much because I'm a run the ball kind of a guy. But some of the up tempo teams, they're going to try to go up tempo as fast as you possibly can. The one word plays and those kind of things, they're going to try to get you in as many different ways. But the space in the game is really what's made the game that much more difficult to defend.
Brent Thompson joining us, Coach. I'm interested wish we had a camera on you this week, because you're gonna feel that urge to get in somebody's face and yell or high five a player, and you're gonna kind of just be sitting there at the desk, kind of holding onto your chair. Maybe it's gonna be interesting for you, right?
Well, you know what? Being the head coach, when you go into spring ball, and like I said, I worked on the offensive side, is I could never be too high, I could never be too low, right? Because if you're too high, one side of the ball was doing better than the other.
That's true, yeah.
So you always tried to maintain this even keel all the way throughout. It wasn't always that way. Like when you're the running backs coach or you're the offensive coordinator, I mean, you are out there and you are trying to get that defense in many different ways, but you're in a no-win situation as the head coach. So I got to take a little bit more of that approach, a little bit more even keel.
We talked to Brian Bailey a moment ago. If you hadn't met him, you will. He's the WNCT sports director and does a lot of stuff with East Carolina, and he is getting ready for Touchdown Friday, his Friday night football highlights show coming up in a few weeks. And coaches, you kind of get to know, and you've already done years of networking, I'm sure, but how do you get to know area coaches, coaches in the region, things like that? Do you make calls? Do you make visits? How do you go about kind of networking those relationships?
You know, the good thing is a lot of the guys that the Charlotte area I know fairly well. We recruited a lot of the Charlotte area, the Western Carolina area we did fairly well in. But when you start to the off season will be big for that. You want to try to get to as many clinics and those kind of things, and try to meet people and bring them here, right? And the number one thing is just trying to get people to campus to help you recruit their players. But yeah, in the meantime, the best thing that you could possibly do is call. And right now, everybody's in the middle of camp, so you kind of wait until September to get some breathing time that those guys can take a breath and call you back, or just the number one thing that I always look for when talking to a high school coach is, having a point of reference. Is there somebody that I knew that knows them, and trying to make that contact first, and then being able to kind of branch off from there.
One thing I found out early on when I started covering East Carolina, Donnie Kirkpatrick's a Washington fan like myself, and I'd go to practice on Sunday night and say, "Man, how about that play in the third quarter?" And he'd be like, "What happened? I can't watch football. I'm out here." You coaches are so tied into what you do. It's tough for you to be a fan at times, right? So I don't know. Do you have any favorite teams, or when you grew up, who was your team? What about that?
Yeah, I'm a Jet fan. Yeah,
okay.
One of the few people that would admit that.
Things looking a little brighter for them right now.
The most excited we have been as Jet fans, and but no, we were just having this conversation over there, and that is, you watch so much football that by the time that I go home, and Sunday nights are hard anyway, it's the big game plan night, but even on a Thursday night, like, I will not tune into an NFL game. I can watch as much football as I want, and the hardest thing that I have is the angle, right? I don't have control over the play.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have control over the angle. I don't have, there's a lot of things that are like completely out of, I don't know what play is coming. And that's where it became very, very difficult to watch NFL games, especially right now. I mean, you can get on PFF, you can get any game that you want out there. I can go take that game and watch it anytime I want.
Yeah, and you cut it up, and they got all 22s and everything, right? Coach Brent Thompson joining us. Well, Coach, thanks so much for hanging out with us. It's good to get to know you. We'll see you out there. We'll be looking forward to covering practice on Wednesday and talking Pirate football, but great to get you know today. Welcome to Greenville. If you need any good food spots, we got plenty of recommendations for you, so we appreciate you joining us today, man.
Well, thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it. Glad to be here. Looking forward to a great year. I know this is it. I think we're on the cusp right now.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. Brent Thompson joining us here on Pirate Radio Live. We will take a time out, come back, have more for you on a Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Some chatter in the chat about potential more conference realignment. We'll look into some of that talk when we return and have more for you after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
King Mackerels is more Morehead City's newest restaurant and live music venue. Take a break from the beach and enjoy lunch and dinner on the waterfront or listen to live music on the patio. Open Wednesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and late night. And also, don't forget, Sunday Fun Day starts at 11 with brunch at King Mackerel's. Located on the Morehead City waterfront across from Gulf Docks, check out King Mackerel's on social media for all up-to-date information on Facebook and Instagram. Kick back at King Mac's all summer long.
Serving those who serve is a lifelong mission, one that Budweiser supports with Folds of Honor. Together, they've been helping military families for over 13 years by funding life-changing scholarships. So join me in raising a Budweiser to raise funds for families for American heroes. Grab a case of Budweiser today at your favorite local retailer. Proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing, supporting our military veterans and the Pirate Nation since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations available. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Go Pirates!
When you walk through the doors of Villa Verde, you'll experience the sights, sounds, and smells of authentic Dominican flavors. This is Jay from Villa Verde, inviting you to come by this summer and try one of our amazing empanadas, our famous red snappers, grouper bites, seafood paella, Cuban sandwiches, and much, much more. Relax on the patio with a fresh mojito or a cold beer while enjoying one of our out-of-this-world desserts, like our rum pineapple cake or our famous tres leches. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good, and a proud supporter of the Pirate Nation.
The Wood Ducks are back in Kinston this week, hosting the Myrtle Beach Pelicans starting August 1st through August 6th. Come out to Thirsty Thursday and enjoy $2 natural lights, bush lights, and peanuts. There'll be post-game fireworks this Friday, August 4th, presented by WNCT Channel 9 and the Kinston Free Press. Join the Wood Ducks on Saturday for Dude's birthday, and the first 1,000 kids will receive a mini bag giveaway sponsored by LCPS. Get your tickets at the box office, online at woodducksbaseball.com, or by calling the Wood Ducks front office. Hope to see you out at Granger Stadium all week long. Go Woodies!
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
Hey, O's fans, on Saturday, August 5th, when the O's take on the New York Mets at 7:05, celebrate the 40th anniversary of the 1983 World Series by being one of the first 20,000 fans 15 and over to receive an Eddie Murray 1983 World Series bobblehead, presented by Royal Farms. Come out to honor this World Series championship team and arrive early for Early Bird Saturdays, when gates open 2 hours early with happy hour, live music, and more. Get your tickets today at Orioles.com/tickets.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Orthopedics East in Sports Medicine has been caring for Pirate Nation and the student athletes at East Carolina University for more than 35 years and are the official team physicians for ECU. Orthopedics East provides a variety of general and specialized operative and non-operative orthopedic services to meet the needs of the patients in Eastern North Carolina. For more information, call 757-2663 or visit orthoeast.com. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Nice to meet Coach Brent Thompson, as well as Jack Powers earlier today, talking Pirate football here on Pirate Radio Live. Got a giveaway coming up this hour. Where's get Joey in here? Let's get Joey on the mic. I want to do some impromptu Immaculate Grid stuff. You can come in here, Joey. People in the chat talking about conference expansion. Brandon says, with Clemson and FSU rumor with them going to the Big Ten, what are the chances ECU joins the ACC? A good ACC, 0% chance. A deflated, watered down ACC, 3% chance. Anybody else want to throw out any numbers?
I'll go 5% with a watered down, deflated ACC.
All right. Yeah, I mean, if like Clemson and FSU go to the Big Ten, North Carolina goes to the SEC. I could see us being in there with Boston College. Syracuse will go to the Big East, stop playing football and play independent football. We'll be in there with BC and Charlotte. We'll be in the ACC. Will it matter at that point?
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. It'll be Biff Poggi, the Pirates, and Boston College won't play any games because they'll have COVID cases.
Now, I don't know if they'll be as serious if we get there, but now Biff Poggi will enjoy ACC media days because I think he gets some one-on-ones.
He'll get way more questions from Josh Graham. Hey, you wanted it, you got it. Here's the grammar for 30 minutes. Jamie says, really, that low? What's your answer, Jamie? I mean, I'm not...
You've got the sources.
I don't know what I'm talking about up here. I'm just a dude. You see me try to read a calendar? I don't know what I'm talking about. Just throwing out numbers. Throw out your numbers. Intern Dan, you got any thoughts?
Can't read a calendar and was wearing the wrong hat.
I don't get that one. That's a ball. That's a balk. Wild pitch, whatever you want to call it. Jansen says major conference realignment is done. ECU also had a better chance to join the SEC over the ACC. We are the redheaded stepchild of that godforsaken conference. Jansen's fired up on a Monday.
I was upset.
I think the weather's getting to you. Jamie said, I'd take being in a deflated ACC. I mean, I guess I would too. It's all about the money now. You can throw a name on whatever conference it is with whatever collection of teams, but if the TV money's better than the American, yeah, we'll take it. Whatever. I don't see it happen. I don't like talking conference realignment because it's never good for ECU.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good for college sports. I want the old.
No, it's not.
I want the old Big East back with the basketball.
It's good
I want the good ACC. It's just frustrating.
Everybody has to look out for themselves, and in this case, it's the universities, the schools taking that extra money. Rivalries be damned.
Not a fan.
Tradition be damned.
Yeah, exactly.
So all that. Tyler says, "What's up? What are you, R-Truth?
What's up? What's
That's
up?
a throwback.
What's up?
Haven't thought of R-Truth in years.
You know what's sad? Everything I think is like relevant and current. You guys are like throwback. Earlier, I answered a Jimmy Rollins question, and Joey was like, "You're putting in old dudes' names."
Yeah, no, Jimmy Rollins is not old. That was bold. Jimmy Rollins
He's not that old.
How long has he been out of the league for?
10 years, maybe. 8
That's
years.
old. 10 years ago, how old were you?
11.
11 years old. That's a long time ago.
Little Danny.
It's just
and little Danny was retiring.
Did little Danny have a mustache?
Was little Danny paying attention to ERAs and I don't know.
I bet he was.
I was playing the bigs on Xbox 360 back then. I don't even know what an ERA was.
When I was 11, I paid attention to that stuff. But maybe I'm more advanced than you guys.
Maybe you're much more advanced than I am.
What were you doing? Kicking around a soccer ball?
When I was 11.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Messi.
I don't even know what year that was, but definitely probably kicking around a soccer ball. Ronaldo, not Messi though.
I guess I just have a profound appreciation for old baseball players, like 04 to like 2013, I guess.
Why 04? I wonder.
Yeah, or 13. I wonder.
That's the year the baseball started for you and Red Sox fans.
Exactly.
Nothing happened
back when it mattered.
That.
No, especially not 03. Never heard of it.
You spit on Mo Vaughn and the great player he was.
Yeah, that's true. He was David Ortiz before he was David Ortiz.
Thank you for saying that, Danny. I appreciate you respecting the great respect.
Great respect
to you respecting the greats. I want to do a quick
ton of respect.
Thank you, Coach. Immaculate Grid freestyle with you guys.
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. If you can think of a player, you get a point. If you think of the one I'm thinking of, you get 2 points.
Okay.
NBA's first.
Oh.
Raptors, Bulls.
DeMar.
All right.
Hey.
That was way too easy there, apparently.
I didn't even open up my basketball mind yet. He answered the question.
How long does it take for you to do that?
I got to files and carry it over.
All right, let's do baseball.
All right.
Hold on.
Okay, we're good. Well, I want to make sure
Can you
I
open
have
the folder?
I have somebody in mind as well. Let's do Braves and Mariners, but I'm going back. But let's see if y'all can figure out anybody. Braves and Mariners.
See, this is where it gets tough because I suck on Immaculate Grid when it comes to West Coast teams as well. Braves, Mariners. And you see you're going back, too, so we're probably thinking 90s Braves.
And you know what?
Early 2000s
This guy
Braves.
never even played for the Braves. So I was thinking of a different guy.
Well, all right, so now we're cheating. We're cheating the game now. This is
my goodness.
Who was I thinking of? The other outfielder they had when they were really bad. I was thinking Mike Cameron, but he never played for the Braves.
That was a Padres.
He played for a lot of teams, including the Padres. All right, let's do another one. Let's do one just for Joey here. Let's do an easy one. Red Sox, Yankees.
I mean,
The Red Sox, Yankees.
I can give you a really obscure one if you want after Joey answers.
An obscure one?
No, just give me one. Stop stalling by asking us questions. I know that tactic.
All right, so
you talking to me? Me?
You talking to me?
This should be very easy,
dude. What?
Bright lights are on.
Oh my goodness!
He
This
could,
is
if he
insane.
was sitting in that chair, he could do it. Now he's at the.
It's different in here. That's what it is.
He's at the big boy table.
I gotta tell you.
You could go Babe Ruth. You could go Roger Clemens. You could go Jacoby Ellsbury. Is what I was thinking of.
Johnny Damon.
Johnny Damon. Johnny Damon actually played for a lot of teams. I find out the more I play these games, he played for the Guardians, the Athletics before he was a Yankee. Royals. Incredible.
I was thinking of Roger Clemens.
Roger.
In George's box.
He's in the booth.
He said the A's. I just ordered the A's hat. Finally.
See, that's all you care about.
Huh?
Why?
Had a very cool Ricky Henderson patch, and it was
I
him
hear
stealing
you.
a base.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Sick.
All right, NFL. Come on.
All right, I'll
redeem
get this one. I'll
yourself.
get this
Wake
one. I'll
up.
get this one.
All right.
Well, you know what it was? You put it just on me. I need the competition.
Okay, fine. We'll open it up.
All right, so I'm going to dust you again.
Yeah, come on.
All right, let's go Cowboys 49ers.
Deion Sanders.
Wow.
What about
From the clouds. Chandler Honeycutt. Not even in the game.
Oh, I'm not?
No.
Oh, I thought he was.
You just nailed it.
I thought I was in the game. I thought you were too. Oh, all right.
You're thinking about other stuff too much. You're thinking of hats, Chandler, Ronaldo. You got to focus, man.
All right.
Not great.
Chandler, you come up with one. So, hey, you come up with one, and so I can play.
Let the kids play.
Yeah. Let's go.
I'm talking to Joey. He's coming up with one.
This could take ages with the way his answers look.
It could take a long
The
time.
files are are going slow right now. Your secretary.
All right, how about this?
off?
How about
I got an easy one. I got a very
All right,
easy
here we
one.
go, yep.
Red Sox, Dodgers.
Mookie,
Manny.
JD, Manny Ramirez.
I like that answer though. Manny.
Man Ram.
Yeah, only because I said it. If Clip had said,
If you would have said Manny, I would have went with you.
I like this. Why do y'all hate each other so much?
I don't. I love Danny.
I love Joey.
Are you vying to be the best intern, my favorite intern?
Sure am. By the way, your haircut looks great today.
Joey, you're still my guy, man. Don't worry. All right, you got one, Chandler?
Let's do. God, this is gonna be. I'm gonna do Bills 49ers.
Carlos Hyde.
Frank
Gore as well.
Frank Gore's who I was thinking.
Carlos Hyde and Frank Gore.
Carlos Hyde. I like it.
I have one for you guys. What about Red Sox Marlins?
Edgar Renteria.
That was not who I was thinking of, but it's a good one. 03. Think 03. Think late postseason 03.
How about Mike Lowell?
Yes, good as well. Not who I was thinking of. There's one more.
There's a lot more, probably. I don't know about your specific who you're thinking of, but I've already named two, so I'm good.
Yeah, chips and business. Clip.
You are way down the list now.
Sure am.
Nah,
The
03, I'm never gonna
The
get
answer
that.
is Josh Beckett.
Oh yeah.
Hero.
Yep.
Jamie says, I'm taking down my Jonathan Taylor jersey on my wall and putting back up my T.Y. Hilton jersey.
Good
That
for you.
just kind of makes you look lame, Jamie. Got to be honest with you.
I was a big fan of him right until he said, "Yeah, I'm going to come back and play for the boys." That's just ridiculous.
I like T.Y. I like the celebration.
Miami Dolphins and Cleveland Browns.
Nick Saban. Does that count?
Miami Dolphins.
There's surely
the one in mind I've got is a
Jarvis Landry.
There you go.
Good one. Nice. Clipper, I hear you.
Pretty good at this game.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Oh, Saints Panthers.
Saints
Ted
Panthers.
Ginn
Mike
Jr.
Davis.
Yeah.
There's one. Not who I'm thinking of, though.
Clip's on fire.
He's an old guy.
His name is Sam Mills.
He went to Alabama.
Sam Mills.
Well, yeah, but somebody, but not him.
Old guy that went to Alabama.
Yep.
Joe Namath.
He was a DB. Safety.
Mike Minter.
Roman Harper.
Oh, he was old because he had that
guy
spot in his head.
Plays with gray hair.
The entire time. All right, let's make somebody a winner. Shirley Rhodes. Joey, that wasn't your best performance.
No, not at all.
Give it away now. Give it away.
Give it away now.
Right.
Give it away. Give it away. Give it away
also, I can't see it, right? So on a grid, you're looking at it.
awesome.
Got a lot of excuses. son.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of excuses. Shirley, what are we giving away today?
Shrimp taco lunch courtesy of Chico's.
Man, I want that, but I can't win. 317-1250. What caller are we looking for?
6.
317-1250. Where to go? Pirate Radio Live after this.
It's the summer shopping season at Brown & Wood. Here with Jeff Stein. Jeff, I've noticed a lot of great GMC pickup trucks on the lot.
Yes, sir. We have 2500s and 1500s in stock and the all-new 3.0 Duramax diesel. We earn 30 extra trucks on allocation, so go online, brownandwood.com, or stop in, build your truck, we'll get it coming for you. Brown & Wood, voted #1 by the customer in Greenville. 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? This is a very important step when trying to purchase a home in the current market. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of loan programs. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir has over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with the superior customer service you deserve.
To get started, call me, Joanne Weir, at 531-1148.
Joanne Weir, NMLS 75974. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender, NMLS 208516.
Picking football games against the spread is hard. Shopping at the Appliances Superstore is easy. This is Frank Lee from the Appliances Superstore, and right now we're having a big sale with 50% off open box French door refrigerators. Did you know we also offer delivery and setup when you shop with us? And if we don't have what you want, we will make a special order for you. The Appliances Superstore off 264 behind the new DMV, or shop us online, AppliancesSuperstore.com. Remember, we make buying appliances easy at the Appliances Superstore.
We all have seniors in our life who may need a little extra help with technology. University PC Care's quick helps are affordable, in-store, short appointments designed for seniors who may need a little TLC to help with setting up a new computer, help with email or passwords, or help with the latest online scam. They don't need to fear technology anymore. Call 252-558-1280 to schedule an in-store quick helps appointment for Greenville or New Bern. Learn more at universitypck.com. pccare.com.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear is your one-stop shop to help promote your business and always provide superior customer service. No matter what apparel you need for your team or customers, University Sportswear can make it happen. Visit universitysportswearenc.com for contact information. University Sportswear, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Go Pirates!
This is Josh Gross, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. And congratulations to Susan Deans of Greenville. Picked up a shrimp taco lunch courtesy of Chico's. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's. Enjoy your favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more, plus ice cold cervezas. And their famous margaritas are always available. For Mexican food and fun, it's gotta be Chico's. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Monday. Do we have another break?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Jamie says, Clip, pick one. Rest of time, Chandler or Joey? What does that mean? Like, I only can pick one of these people to be in my life? You know what? I'm not going to be a fence rider. I'm not going to be one of these guys that say, oh, they're both great. They're so great. I can't imagine life without either one of them. No, screw that. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to pick one, and that means one goes away forever. And it's harsh, but great respect to me for answering the question, right?
Just a ton of respect.
Chandler, I'm picking you. Why you look so nervous, man? Yeah, I'm picking you, man. Joey's out of here. Luckily, I don't have to make that decision. I get them both. Unless Joey decides to leave now that he knows that I wouldn't pick him. Hey, by the way, there's a little bit of a, which I like this. I'm fine with this. Joey and Chandler are starting to form a best friendship behind my back. I understand you guys were hanging out after hours this weekend.
No, you were invited, and you said, I'd rather not be caught out with y'all. So, and then you left.
That is not true.
It is true.
I see what you're doing.
It is very true. It happened.
Not true at all. But yeah,
we vibe.
So you did have a date this weekend?
Yeah, it was with Joey.
A man date.
It was with Joey.
How'd it go? Will there be a second date?
I think so.
Look at his smile. Look at him. Look how happy.
I think it is. There is another one.
I picked him up and dropped
him.
Wait,
now it all makes sense.
You
He's all
for me
giggly.
to text him back right now.
Did you make Joey pay?
No.
Y'all go Dutch?
I bought him some beers.
He paid for the dinner.
There you go.
Hey, like Mr. D said, I bring the beers. I'll bring the beers. I just wanted to reference the Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, I got an Adam Sandler song I want you to hear that you probably hadn't heard from way back in the day. You ever heard Medium Pace?
His SNL.
Okay. We actually had somebody, I'm not going to say who, sing that this year for Pirate Karaoke on the way to Clearwater Beach.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that was like my exact reaction.
It's called what now?
Medium Pace.
Nah.
It's one of the more vulgar things your
certainly an off-air song.
Virgin ears will ever hear in your life. So, yeah, we'll have that. All right, we got to take our final break. That was a good segment. Back with you to wrap things up. We'll let you know what's coming up on Tuesday. Steve says, Clip, Chandler or Shirley forever?
Oh, man.
Got to go with my cohort for all these years on game day and here on Pirate Radio, Shirley Rhodes. No questions asked. Easy.
I mean, hell, I've been here forever.
Hell.
Hell.
And that's why I'm taking Shirley. Right there. Back with you after these words.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Don Edwards from UBE. This year we lost a legend. Jeff Charles was the voice of the Pirates and an ambassador for East Carolina University for 35 years. To honor Jeff's legacy, we are raising money to endow a scholarship in his name by holding a 50-50 raffle on Tuesday, August 15th. Show your support for the voice by purchasing your purple and gold raffle tickets, and you could win $10,000. You do not have to be present to win, so get your tickets today at UBE and let's paint this raffle purple for the voice.
The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla. It's the best idea ever.
Oh, come on. The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla was my idea. I did that. Don't play yourself.
The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla.
Genius.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our number one priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
360 Golf Carts is Pitt County's go-to shop for all things golf carts. They have easy-go, club car, and utility carts to choose from. Whether it's for the beach, riding around the neighborhood, or working in the yard, 360 Golf Carts has the perfect ride for you. If you have issues with your current cart, take it by the 360 shop for an expert's diagnosis. From parts to sales to service, 360 has you covered. They will even deliver right to you. Visit Brian Harris today on Highway 43, just past D.H. Conley High School. 360 Golf Carts, Pirates supporting Pirates.
The only thing hot at Russell's in downtown Washington right now are the prices. Hi, it's Russell. Rhonda and I have been busy putting together a sweet summer sale to save you some money on your favorite men's and women's clothing. It's that time of year when we gear up for fall arrivals, so that means we've created some great deals for you. All the brands you've come to love in dress and casual are now reduced. So shop the summer sale at Russell's in downtown Washington, because as you know, it's all about you, our pirate friends and customers at Russell's in downtown Washington.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low, low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Nothing freshens up a space like a new coat of paint. And no one east of Raleigh makes painting easier than CertaPro. Residential or commercial, inside and outside, CertaPro is your dependable painting experts. CertaPro's concern is about getting your painting done right and making sure you're satisfied. Whether you have a large or small job, professional quality is what you will get. Let us come to your home or business and give you a free quote. CertaPro takes all the worry away from your painting project. Go to CertaPro.com and click on Clayton Greenville. That's CertaPro. CertaPro.
Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room is serving up the best lunch in town with a different special every day. Come sit on the patio and enjoy wonderful weather with lunch specials for only $9. Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room is open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner. Thirsty? Stop in for a cold beer with over 40 taps to choose from. Fifth Street Hardware and Tap Room, next to the State Theater in downtown Greenville. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
This is CJ Mayhew, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
All right, taking a quick look at your stock market. It was the Dow going up 100 points and closing at 35,559. The NASDAQ was ahead 29 points at 14,346. 6, and the S&P was up 6 at 4,588. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now, here's Clip.
All righty, we will talk to you Tuesday at 3 o'clock, where we have our regulars, Mac McCarthy, Mully Man, and Bryce Williams, and we will talk to a former Pirate player and coach who will be a part of our team this fall for ECU football season. Excited about that. It is all coming up Tuesday. We will talk to you then. For Shirley Rhodes, intern Dan, Joey, Micah Dennis, Chandler Honeycutt. I am Clip Brock. See you tomorrow. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Is no other than Hot Take Hickey.
I don't know about that Hot Take Hickey.
Jim Irsay is a putz. Let's just start